Good morning. I am here at the little curb spot that I've been skating at a lot recently. And today I'm just going to do a little skating, talking, chatting, and I'm going to talk about what it's like skating in your mid-30s. Let's get right into it. Oh my goodness. Pebble almost got me. Wow. Good start to the session before even doing an ollie. Gotta warm these legs up. I feel like I'm pretty bad about having like a systematic warm-up. The other day someone posted in the comments and asked about like stretching and things like that, which I'm now doing on camera, pretending as if this is what I normally do. This is not what I normally do. But some people asked about stretching or things like that. I stretch and I do yoga and I do stuff like that, but I don't do it while skating. So I don't really stretch. Once I start, I just let the skating warm my body up. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if that's recommended, but that's just what I do, is kind of run through all my basic tricks. Let's do nollie. Oh, switch. My least favorite. Switch time. Switch time. Gosh. I do really want to get a little bit better at switch. Whatever, we'll take it. I've always argued switch is the hardest stance because you're rolling backwards and popping off the wrong foot. I think when we're in our 30s, we are typically in I feel like it's a fairly busy stage of our life. Some people are married, some people have kids. We're usually kind of getting into our careers and things along those lines. And I just feel like it's a time in our life where we have less time. So one of the things when I think about skate sessions when I'm in my 30s and just skateboarding in my 30s is that I have less time than I had at least in my 20s when I was skating. And I had definitely less time than we were younger to skateboard. So I feel like time is a limited resource, and it impacts our skating, it impacts our progression as skateboarders and all those sorts of things. So I typically feel like when skateboarding in our 30s, we're just trying to squeeze sessions in when we can. There's also seasons in our lives when we're in our 30s where we become significantly busier. Fakey. Oh, yeah, there's just seasons in our lives where we're busier. I said this in other videos, but there was a time in my life where I was working full time and getting my master's degree as well. And I really had no time to skate ever. There's also, I'm a teacher. There's also been a few summers where I've had no summer work. And those are 2 consistent months where I can skate almost every day. So there's going to be seasons in your lives of regular skating. There's going to be seasons in your lives of not quite as much skating. I just feel like that's normal for being in your 30s. Kick flip. What about some strategies for when your schedule is busy? I think this is going to be so simple. This is not going to be some deep and crazy revelation. But I feel like my biggest tip for when your schedule is busy is getting out there, even if it's early in the morning. Like right now it's 7:30 a.m. There's no one around. It's quiet. You know, if the sun is up, what's stopping us from getting out there on the skateboard? And I've even found too, like, if you have the space and the time, even just getting out and skating for 30 minutes or an hour, it's better than nothing. Oh my gosh. You know, any session's better than no session. Get out there and do it. I am back at the same spot. It's a few days later. So yeah, the topic of this video has kind of played out in real time. So the topic is skating in our mid-30s, some of the challenges we face when we're skating in our mid-30s. And that last session was 2 days ago, and I skated for about 20 minutes before I got a phone call and had to take care of just some life stuff. So I didn't even get to really go further than a warm-up. I warmed up, skated, and that's about it. Then the next day, I was hoping to go out and skate, and my knee was kind of hurting. And I have no clue why my knee was hurting. It hurt that day, and then now it doesn't hurt at all, like not even a little bit. But I tend to be a little more cautious with injuries just because I don't want to push and then have to miss like a full week of skating because I pushed through an injury. So that's a little life tip right there. Once we're in our 30s, pushing through injuries is really, really risky business. So anyways, all that being said, we are now 2 or 3 days later. Let's see, I was skating Thursday. It is now Saturday. So I feel like that really encompasses this idea of like a session in our mid-30s and some of the challenges we face. But we're still going to keep this video on the same topic. Yeah, the knee feels fine. All right, switch ollie. Oh, that's so bad. I don't know if you can see it in the background too. Let's get that fakie shot. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. That bridge over there used to be the bridge to drive and get here. Half of it's collapsed from that flood and still hasn't been repaired. And it's kind of a mess over there. There's so many areas in Asheville that still have not really recovered from Hurricane Helene. There we go. Yeah, I still have not learned backside 180s, but front side, we at least kind of have front side 180s. Topic for another video I was thinking about soon. I have this long list of video ideas. So subscribe because a lot more videos are coming. But one topic is deck rails, and my opinion on deck rails. Just thought about that as I was board sliding. No slide? Wow. Yeah, I hope the continuity of this video is not too strange with me skating one day and then coming back and skating another day. That felt pretty good. Should I do to fakie? Let's do no slide to fakie. All right, let's get a heel flip right here. Boom. Excellent. Kick flip. Weather feels great. Kick flips and heel flips do not feel great though. Let's get this one right here. Kicky flippy. Jeez Louise. Slow flip. Yeah, last video I was working on that slappy 50-50 and got some great comments with some tips. I'm also gonna try out those tips that I really appreciate from the viewers giving me some good advice. I don't want this channel to pretend to be like I know everything. Like, I'm hoping to learn as much from the comments as people learn from my videos. So if the comments of the YouTube channel teach me a new trick, that would have me so hyped. Oh. All right, too slow. Let's go faster. There we go. While I'm doing this board slide, let me talk about the next topic for skating in your mid-30s. So I think one of the big difference from when I was a little bit younger and when I'm skating now, and maybe it has more to do with my personal skill level, but I feel like so many sessions, unless I'm able to skate multiple times in a week, or at least once a week. If I'm skating like once a month, then my sessions become all about trick maintenance. So like, for example, board slides on curbs. I already know how to do board slides on curbs, but I'm going to be spending 5-10 minutes just getting that trick back or maintaining that trick. Same with kick flips and heel flips. So a lot of sessions end up becoming about maintaining the tricks that I already have rather than learning new tricks. That's not always the case. And even when we're maintaining tricks, we are still getting comfortable on the board, therefore making it easier to learn new tricks in the future. So I'm not saying that I'm not progressing. I want that to be clear. I'm not saying that I'm not progressing when I come out and skate, but sometimes it feels like, wow, it's been a couple months and I haven't learned a single new trick. All I've done is maintained my kick flips and my heel flips. And that's okay. That has to be okay. You know, time off the board, you do end up losing some of the tricks that you had. Oh. And that's just part of life. Some sessions can be all about trick maintenance, and I think those sessions are extremely valuable. Don't go crazy with trick maintenance, but also don't neglect trick maintenance. Definitely spend some time trying some new tricks. But also there's a beauty in trick maintenance. There's a beauty in having like 4 or 5 tricks that you're really, really good at and just being good at those tricks. I don't think there's any problem with that. So hope that helps. Maybe, I don't know. Since last weekend, I've been obsessing in my brain about how to do slappy 50-50s. Some people gave me some really good advice. The most common piece of advice in the comments was to come at a sharper angle. So I was kind of coming at more of a 45-degree angle towards this curb. And some people were saying, make that angle even steeper. Come closer to a 90-degree angle. And then turn really, really sharp. That turn is going to allow me to really get toe side and then get up on the curb. Also, one person mentioned kind of hanging my toes off the board a little more to get my weight there. I'm going to try that out as well. We'll see how it goes. I really hope I can get slappy 50-50s today. I think that'd be really fun. Slappy 50-50 for the city. I'm a big basketball fan. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about 50 City. You won't get any reward necessarily for getting it correct, but you will get my love and my appreciation. All right, slappy 50-50s. Oh, okay. I feel like that was promising first try. I know that the comment said to come at this at a really sharp angle. I've also been at the skate park and seen people do slappy 50-50s where they're not at this sharp of an angle. So I don't know if that's something you can just kind of grow into and eventually get to where you can just kind of manufacture that sharp angle. Like, I'm wondering if those people who do it at a more shallow angle, if they come this way and then just go fully to 90 degrees there, maybe that's what they're doing and I just don't notice it because it's so quick. I'm at like an 80-degree angle right now. Okay, we were up there, right? That seemed to work fairly effortlessly. So sharper angle was good. I did hang my toes off a little more as well. That's promising. All right, this is really promising. I think we got it. Thank you for that advice in the comments. I do want to talk about the next part about skating in your mid-30s. Oh, which is that non-skaters, people who don't skateboard, will not understand what you're doing or why you do it. For example, when I tell people who don't skate that I skateboard, they're like, aren't you a little old for that? Pretty common comment. Aren't you a little old to be doing that? Or aren't you scared you're gonna get injured? Very common refrain right there. People who don't skate and who are in your life regularly just can't get it. They can't wrap their mind around why we would go around and roll on what they assume is a little child's toy, this wood with 4 wheels on it, and try to do tricks. I've even heard people say, like, do something more productive with your life type of thing. And what I say to all that is, if they don't understand it, that's fine. I don't have to understand their hobbies, and they can get joy out of it, and that's fine too. And the whole injury risk, like, non-skaters don't understand. They don't understand why you would do something that could potentially get you hurt as an adult. They don't understand why you would skate around on this kid's toy, why you would spend time going to skate parks where it's a lot of kids hanging out at the skate park. Why not do something more mature? Like go to the gym, go run, go cycling. Those things make sense to most adults. Skateboarding doesn't. What I say to that, though, especially when it comes to the injury risk, is, and I said this in a previous video, we can't live our lives in bubble wrap. Is there a risk of injury? Absolutely, there is a risk of injury. We do this knowing we could get injured. I could slip on this curb, I could fall, I could break my arm. That can happen. And it might happen in this video. That would be kind of crazy. But I also have a friend who was literally just crossing a street and his foot got, this is kind of gross. Warning, if you are squeamish or whatever, skip forward 10 seconds. But I have a friend who got his foot stuck in a sewer drain crossing a street and broke his foot. He had a more severe injury than I've ever had skateboarding, and he was literally crossing a street. So, you know, these things happen. At least with skateboarding, we're building up our muscles, we're learning how to fall, we are gaining balance. We can't live our lives in bubble wrap. You know, we don't get stronger by not doing anything. We don't get healthy by sitting inside and sitting on a couch. We can't live our whole lives being scared of risk. being scared of injury, being scared of falling. Maybe part of the problem is this isn't grinding so well. You know what? I'm about to just coat this thing in wax. That does feel better. Maybe I should put more wax on stuff more often. Non-skaters, they don't understand. It's a simple point there, especially in your 30s. I feel like it wasn't that big a deal in your 20s, but as you get to the 30s, your 30s, probably your 40s, even more so, and I really assume for our friends who are skating in their 50s and 60s, I'm sure their friends just do not understand why they would do that. Okay, we're close. Oh, okay. Okay, come on. Oh, okay, that was it. Gosh, the comments were right on YouTube though. I really have to get almost 90 degrees before I hit the curb. Okay, we're close. Kickflip. Yes, sir. Okay, come on. Let's get this 50-50. Okay. Slappy, fitty. Oh, that felt so good. I feel like I really had my eyes on this part of the curb. Okay, we're on it. We know how to do this now. Oh. All right, 2 more tries. Then I'm going to take a break and talk about the next topic. Then we'll come back to it. Oh, come on! Just come to a stop. All right, last try before I take a break. Oh! All right. This topic next feels very appropriate to talk about while I'm resting, and that is avoiding injuries. I had a herniated disc in my late 20s. That herniated disc was not skateboarding related. It was from moving apartments and carrying heavy things, and it took me off the board for 2 years. But it really changed the way that I approached injuries, because I kind of rushed back on the skateboard. I rushed back to playing like indoor soccer and doing a lot of sports, and just kind of fought through the injury. And it was the first time in my life at the age of like 28 or 29, it was kind of the first time in my life that the injury just didn't get better on its own. And I learned a lot from that. And because I rushed myself back from that injury, I probably ended up costing myself an entire year of sports and skating and stuff like that, because it could have just been a 6 or 7 month injury, and then it ended up being a 2-year injury. So, point being is, in my 30s, I do not rush back on injuries. I take an extra day or two to always be sure that I'm feeling okay before I hop back on the board. And that extra day or two can save you, a whole world of hurt. It can save you many, many days and weeks of skating. Even when it's like, when you feel like 50-50, I'm not sure whether I want to skate or don't want to skate, just be a little cautious, take a little extra time. Extra caution will save you. I don't have some massive, remedy of like, do these stretches, do these workouts, do this type of stuff to prevent injury. I think the number one, in my opinion, injury prevention you can have is taking time to recover. Especially, like, skateboarding is not easy on your body. I do think it really strengthens your body and will give you longevity and will teach you, like I said earlier, balance and, you know, also strengthen your core, strengthen your leg muscles, all that sort of stuff. I actually think it's really, really good for your body, but it also does beat up your body a little bit. And if you push too hard, you know, you can get yourself in some real trouble. And listen to your body. If you're listening to your body and your body's telling you you need rest and you're good about doing that, you should be able to skate for years and years and years to come. You know what? I'm going to do fakie big spins. It's a trick that I know how to do and I have done before, but I don't ever practice them. And I feel like when I talked about trick maintenance earlier, I feel like that's a trick that I do not ever do maintenance on and I don't ever practice. And I feel like sometimes I start to lose that trick. So we're going to do some fakie big spins. Another point to skating in your mid-30s and some of the challenges with skating in your mid-30s is finding people to skate with. It can be challenging and a lot harder when you were younger, when I was younger at least, especially like middle school and stuff like that. Like, I had other people who were interested in skating, wanted to skate. It's really easy to find people to skate with when you're younger because it's a hobby that attracts a lot of people that are younger, and a lot of people who even like skating start to give it up when they turn 20, 30, those sorts of things. So there's less people. Then also people start to get really, really different schedules. Some of my friends had kids a lot younger than, at a younger age, kids maybe in their younger 20s, and their schedule is going to look different than someone who doesn't have kids. I have a lot of friends now who are working from home. Their schedule looks very different from me, who's a teacher. And I also work a lot of like after school stuff at my school. So my schedule looks drastically different from their schedule. So the times when I'm available to skate, very different from when they're available to skate. So that's just kind of like the nature of being an adult. So you have a smaller pool of people to draw from to skate with, while also simultaneously all having very drastically different schedules. When you're in school as a younger human, everybody pretty much has the same schedule for the most part. It's a lot easier to get together and skate. So we have those barriers. We have those barriers keeping us from finding people to skate with. I found that the most common times that I see adults out at the skate park typically are mornings. A lot of people that work those good old 9 to 5s try to get that 7 a.m. session in. So if you are looking for adult friends to skate with, hit up skate parks at that time. But this is what I would say is it is more difficult to find friends to skate with. But I have found those friends that you do find to skate with end up being really, really valuable and tight relationships. They end up being such a bond of being like, hey, you're in your mid-30s, I'm in my mid-30s, and we do this crazy thing called skateboarding together. I found that those bonds end up being like much closer, much more, just tight-knit bonds, because it feels like you found another crazy person who's into the same crazy thing you are. So finding friends, definitely an obstacle to overcome, but when you do overcome it, incredibly valuable. I have not landed or done a fakie big spin in quite a while. This trick, more than almost any other trick for me, feels straight up just like a commitment thing. It's like if I tell myself you have to land on the board, I typically do land on the board. It doesn't feel like a skill issue, but it feels just like a commitment issue. So let me commit right here. I'm landing on the board no matter what. Oh. Okay, promising. I also think this trick is easier to not pop, but for whatever reason, I always pop it. I also think it's such a cool looking trick when it's done well. I'm gonna get this fakie big spin. Then I'm gonna get that flipping 50-50 on the curb. I think I can do it. See what I mean by this trick feeling like a commitment issue for me? It lands consistently under my body, and I just struggle to consistently get on the board. One foot magically finds its way to the pavement every time. Don't know why that is. All right, here we go. I'm thinking about making this like a longer video and cutting a lot less out of the video, just to see, you know, what people connect with. I've found that there have been videos I've made recently where I've been like, no one's gonna watch for more than X amount of time, so let me cut the video down to really make sure that the video is engaging, fast paced, things like that. But I end up cutting out a lot of the things that I say in the video that I kind of do think have some value and might interest some people. So I don't know. So I'm tempted to try out just like some really long form videos. Almost treating it like it's a podcast, you know? There we go. Fakie big spin. Almost treating it like it's a podcast where you're just hearing my thoughts on skating as I'm skating. But maybe for that to work, maybe I need to be more structured with the things I'm saying. Okay, that was two of them. I kind of think my foot might have touched. All right, there we go. We're gonna take that, even though it was not the full rotation. We are at that time in this video where we're going full commitment for the slappy 50-50. And we are going to get that slappy 50-50. Now, I hope I have enough storage on my phone because this is a longer video and I've recorded a lot already. I think I do. So I need to just hop straight into it, commit to this slappy 50-50. Let's go. Stop wasting time, Jack. Stop talking. Yeah, I'm not leaving until I land this. Even if I'm here for the next 20 hours. No, I'm just kidding. That would be stupid. Does that count? Does that count? I don't know. I mean, I technically slappied up on the curb and rolled off. Just that kind of cracked me up. That's one. We're gonna get two of them. Hilarious the way that I just kind of like eased off the curb there. Oh, okay, it's making sense. It really is starting to make sense. Okay, too sharp. I think it's just coming out of it that's giving me the tiniest hiccup. All right, I'm not counting that one. I barely was on the edge of it. I can't wait to take this to a steeper curb, like that other spot that you see me skate in some of my videos. And I can't wait to analyze if it's easier or more difficult on that steeper curb. Nope, we had 2 wheels on the ground there. I love the way these sound. I know that's weird, but all right, we were up on it and then we kind of rolled off. I do think I need to hit it with a little more speed to come out cleaner. Fast one. That was it. Yep. It really is making sense right now. It's making a lot of sense right now. So more speed. Okay. Is that it? I'd like to come off the end of the curb, but that felt kind of like it. Fast, fast, fast. Dude, did we learn this trick kind of? All right, where there's a moment where the curb is pretty sticky. Other than that, this feels like we're learning it. I'm hyped right now. Way faster, way faster. I mean, we're getting up there every single time. It's just whether we have enough speed to come out of it. This has been months in the making. Like, I'm not joking. Oh, okay, that was scary. That actually was a little bit scary. I really love the idea of curb skating. I think it's like low impact, low risk of, having a major fall. Really technical. So fun. Okay. I didn't come out clean again, but I mean, we're getting on it every time. Oh my gosh. Nope. I had two wheels on the ground. Let me change angles so we can get a better view of what's happening. Again, I don't know if this type of curb is the best type of curb, where it's got that, like, not 45-degree angle, but that kind of shallow angle towards the top. If that makes it easier or more difficult. In my brain, it seems to make it easier. Some people in the comments said they think it makes it more difficult. Oh, nope, that was not it. Oh. This is one of those tricks too where I feel like, going to the point earlier of non-skaters not understanding, I feel like if I showed someone this trick versus a kickflip, they would be like, obviously a kickflip's cooler. This trick looks so easy. But a skater knows this ain't easy. Maybe some people think it's more easy than the kickflip though. Okay, come on. And I'm wondering if, like, every curb is different and the technique is different for every curb, or if it's kind of like once I learn it on this, I'm good. All right, we're gonna take that one for our close-up. right, we're feeling pretty exhausted, pretty tired. I'm hyped though. Like, those slappy 50/50s were starting to make sense. I don't think I was coming out of it super consistent, but I was getting on it fairly consistent. I love grinding down the trucks a little bit. I know this is such a weird nerdy thing, but I kind of hate looking at it like a really clean and crisp board. I love seeing just the usage on the board. Yeah, just a weird thing, but I know some people love their clean, Christmas complete setups, but I kind of like seeing the wear and tear of the board and it showing evidence of like what I've been doing and what I've been skating. So hyped on slappy 50/50s. I want to give a huge shout out to Joe, 3Y3S, I believe was the tag. He gave me 3 tips, but the big one that seemed to help a lot was making sure my feet were on the bolts with my toes hanging off. And he said to come at like a 90-degree angle to the curb instead of a shallow angle. Those tips from Joe, I really believe those tips are what helped me get it today. Those are the 2 things that I kept in my mind, was 90 degrees to the curb, and then really sharp. And he said a big shoulder swing and keeping my toes hanging off the board. So thank you, Joe, for that tip. And yeah, I'm just hyped. I think that is, today's session was everything you can ask for in a session as someone with a busy life in their mid-30s. I maintained a few tricks. I kind of relearned or maintained my fakie big spin. I learned a new trick, slappy 50/50s. You honestly can't ask for anything more in a session. Like, today was a perfect session. But skateboarding in your mid-30s is not having a perfect session every time you go out and skate. Thursday, I tried to come out and skate, and then I got a phone call, and I had something I had to take care of, completely destroyed the session. I only skated for about 20 minutes, barely got warmed up. So every session is going to be different. Every session has its own story, and today's was an awesome session. So hope you enjoyed watching the video. Probably going to be a bit of a longer video. Let me know if you're liking this format of me skating, talking, coming up with topics, treating it. I'm trying to think of these longer form videos a little more like a podcast. Like, you're listening to me talking, but you're also getting the video of me skating as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. One video I have coming up is I found my wheels, bearings, and trucks from when I was 12 years old. And that board had a really special kind of grip tape that I'm going to keep a secret for right now. But I'm going to recreate my exact skateboard setup from when I was 12 years old, and I'm gonna skate that thing and see what it was like. So that video is gonna come up soon. I also had a really awesome session the other day. Honestly, one of the best skate sessions I've ever had in my life. Made that video. YouTube didn't seem to really want to push that video out, but I'm gonna link it in the video description here for you to go watch it, because I'm really proud of that video. I'm really proud of the skating I did in that video. Not many people got to see it, so I'm going to link that in here for you to go watch that if you want to. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.